Hey guys, with all the problems we're having in the supply chain and inflation, prices are going up, we got problems overseas. I mean, you guys know the problems. We got a lot of problems going on. So this video is just to tell you some of the actions that I'm taking just to be better prepared right now. So first is food, and I'm upping the number of cans that we have. I got plenty of room in this roll rack. So I'm not gonna top it off completely, but I'm gonna bump that up a bit. We have plenty of rice already, but I'm gonna be doing some more freeze drying. Get this better shape. I've got plenty of canned chicken and beef, so that's good to go. But I also want to be topping off this freezer, and I've already done quite a bit. So we've got hamburger, chicken, bacon, and a lot of stuff from the garden from last year that we're still going through. This is vac sealed and is in perfect shape, so that worked out really good. I'm going to do that again this year. So basically just bumping up the food, topping off the freezer, and of course we're going to be putting out another garden, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, so I've been working on my garden and disking it up and getting it ready to plant. We're in Florida, so we'll be planting at the end of February in about a week. I'll start putting out the potatoes, and we're gonna grow another bunch of food so we can avoid some of those high prices at the grocery store. So guys, even if you don't have a big spot, you can grow a lot of food even in a small area. So I highly recommend you just jump in and give it a shot. Try and grow some of your own food. Potatoes are really easy to grow. Potatoes, green beans, bell peppers, really easy to grow. Now I especially like growing potatoes because not only are they easy to grow, but there's so many different ways you can easily preserve them, whether it's just vac sealing them into the freezer and as French fries, hash browns, various different ways. But you can can them, and you can even freeze dry them. But I think the freezer is really the easiest way. Is blanch them however you like them, put them in there, and they're good for years. Now for water, of course we've got the well, and I do want to invest in a new pump to make sure we're good for the next 20 years. But we also stock up on some gallon water here, which I need to add to quite a bit. And we have the Berkey filters and a swimming pool with 35,000 gallons as like backup. So I think water's pretty good. I'm not going to do a whole lot here. Alright, so let's take a look at the fuel. Now we know fuel prices have been going up, and if this thing goes down in Ukraine, they're going to go way up. So I store a lot of fuel. I rotate this through my truck, so every 2 months I'll just dump it in the truck and burn it up there. And I just did that, and this is all fresh fuel ready to go. I also keep propane in these small tanks, and I have a 500-gallon tank that I installed a few years back. Keep that topped off. And of course we have the diesel. We got 200-gallon tanks of diesel, mainly for the tractors. So this is primarily used for gardening, and I also can run a PTO generator off this to generate power. But I want to have everything topped off. If you don't have all this kind of stuff, at least top off your cars, and maybe a few cans if you can. But be careful how you store this stuff. Don't store it in your garage. Don't store it in your house. If you can, possibly have an outbuilding or a shed, because you don't want to create more of a risk than you're solving. And then we have our solar power. Right, this is probably my number one prep. I think it's the most important thing, because power gives you so much. It's lights, refrigerator, freezer, food preservation, water. Without this, we can't run our well. So we're pretty much done. So yeah, the solar power is a huge thing. It takes a lot of power to run a house. This is about 13,000 watts. It runs 80% of our house. So you got to think kind of big when you're talking about solar power. And it has to be battery backed, right? You don't want to just be grid tied. That's going to go down when the grid goes down, more than likely. But if you got battery backed solar, that's a huge corner piece right there. Okay, so before I go, I thought I'd just do a quick update on the shop stuff. Spoiler alerts now, you know, I got several videos back on this, so you're gonna see stuff that's spoilers, right? Now I know some of you subscribed for freeze drying, some for prepping, some for tractors, and you don't care about this kind of stuff, but I guess just skip over the ones you don't like. I kind of just film what I'm working on. So here's some upcoming videos. I'm working on a sled for my table saw. Pretty cool, that's almost done. And I've been working on those French cleats that you've been hearing about forever. Finally got started on that. Got my clamping rack is almost done. Looking good too, huh? So that'll be upcoming video on that. And I'm working on the main area now. I'm gonna put on my power tools and be some French cleats for screwdrivers and things over here. So basically that's what's coming. More shop videos, and then I think after I get this in shape, which will probably be another week or two, then hopefully I'll get to that chicken coop, which I've been really wanting to do. And it's getting warm down here already in Florida, so we got to get going or it's going to be painful. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.